Showtime.
It's about that time.
Let's go.
You're right where you need to be. This is GCOM Radio.
Hardest radio station on the planet. Yeah.
Powered by Lyfeblood.com.
We certified.
And hosted by Nova Phoenix.
Give them that flavor.
All right, what's going on, y'all? What is going on? This is Nova Phoenix. We are back for another show after the intro show with Rumi Ofi, and we have him back again, of course, for this next show, just to give you some updates of what's going on GCOM Radio on Hard Radio. Yeah, I haven't said that one in a while, but yeah, we're back to let people know about the latest updates of what's happening, or what we're doing with this event, and a lot of things are coming together. And I know it's just going to get that much faster as the initial week starts really picking up with how we're going to do this whole event in Nigeria. So shout out to Rumi Ofi, the crypto preacher. He is once again back on cam right here. Let's hear that roar crowd. All right, that's what's up, crypto preacher. What's going on, Rumi? What you been up to, man? Talk to me.
Absolutely amazing event happening in the crypto space right about now. Solana, Cardano, and a couple of altcoins have been listed featured to be the reserve of Donald Trump, crypto reserve by the United States. And right now, the market is moving up. Bitcoin is doing 13% up, going back to $94,000 from 78. And a couple of persons were freaking out. Right now, a lot of things are happening really crazy. Also moving 30%, and it's going absolutely crazy.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, let me tell you, before we even get to our event, and I'm glad that you brought this up, man. Bitcoin took a hit recently, say like last week, and it went from 100 plus down to it went to 95, to 90, then 87.
78.
78, and I'm like, I'm looking at I'm hearing a lot of stuff on LinkedIn, because I get a lot of my news on LinkedIn. The wild thing, if you would have told me this about 2-3 years ago that I was using LinkedIn as my source of information on everything crypto, yes, I do. Of course, I do a bounce around on Google, but they said it dropped down to 78. I looked at when I saw this, and I looked at my Coinbase, and I'm like, but it's not. It's like 82, 84. I'm like, what's going on? Tell me what you think about all this talk as far as the Bitcoin dropping at that point in time. What do you think about that? Everybody talking about, oh my God, you gotta get rid of your Bitcoin. This just goes to show that it's not legitimate. Blah, blah. What do you think?
So the truth is, if you are playing this market short term, you're going to lose a lot, because the truth is, the market rewards those with patience. And don't even come to crypto, Web3, and blockchain if you don't have patience, right? Because some days ago, people were freaking out that this is the Armageddon. But right now, everyone is getting green. So the volatility is natural. It is something that we need to live with. If you don't want to live with it, you can as well leave the market, right? So don't take short bets. If you can't sleep, if you're in crypto, if you can't sleep, that means you need to decrease your investment portfolio. Or worst case scenario, if you're trading,
right?
If you're trading and you can't sleep, you have to minimize your leverage, or probably don't leverage at all.
Right, of course.
It's gonna get you. It's gonna get you crazy. I've been through all of that. I've seen it all. If you ask me in this crypto space, 7 years plus, not a joke.
Yeah.
Most times, I advise my students to be very careful, because at the end of the day, you lose all your money.
You're right.
You go to McDonald's.
Let me tell you something.
You'll flip burgers in McDonald's.
It's funny that these folks are talking about, oh my God, the it's over. The cryptocurrency is entering into a bear market, and it's gonna. And I'm like, wait a second. Everybody always talks that the sky is falling. They were talking about the sky is falling when Bitcoin got to 10,000, when it got to 25,000, when it got to 45,000, when it got to 65,000. Everybody goes on this doomsday talk every time the market takes a considerable hit. Now, we're always going to see a rise and fall of cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin is one of them, but that's just the ebb and flow of the market. You're right. If you're going to be scared, you might as well just bow out and liquidate all your digital assets. This is just the name of the game. Now, do things happen that affect the market? No question, especially what happened to Bybit losing $1.4 billion in assets. It was like 401,000 ETH that got kind of snaked from them. That's an unfortunate thing. And we're going to talk about that more later. But I mean, it's what happens in the market. And I think what you have to do is be strong, be courageous, and know that this is the nature of the game. It's going to go down, it's going to go up, it's going to dip a little, or it's going to dip a lot, but it's going to come back up. And to me, the people that are doomsayers are the people, the financiers that kind of benefit from a dip in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency market, and also the bad actors that don't really want to see this come into full blossom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. I like the fact that uh, the Donald Trump is taking crypto really seriously as against what past administration have done, and it's really going to influence a lot of perception, right? But I also didn't like the fact that he launched a meme coin, but that's past for now. I think the industry is growing. I did a couple of things that people need to look out for. All right, I said this year a lot of things are going to change in 2025. So I'm giving my projection for 2025. AI agents with crypto are going to work wonders. All right. Also, we're going to be having stablecoin is going to take a big stage in 2025. You look at the other day, the Bank of America is talking about coming into stablecoins as well. I have that clip. I'm going to post it within a week on my LinkedIn as well. Apart from USDT, Theta, USDC is there, and a couple of them. You see, Wall Street is coming to get involved in this industry, getting really deep on platforms like stablecoin. Like I said, you have PayPal having their own stablecoin, and a couple of other stablecoins. It only shows that the mode of payment has actually changed from the regular way of using the dollar rather than using crypto. Stablecoin is also a cryptocurrency, but this time it's back 1:1 to the US dollar.
Sure.
It also promotes the dollar dominance, even though in Europe, they've been laws to use Europe in the Euro-backed stablecoin because Theta could not meet up with a couple of guidelines in the MiCA. So what MiCA means, MiCA, marketing crypto assets. So is a bill that became law in the US and is fully implemented in February. I think in February or March thereabout, I'll remember soon. You can meet up with the guidelines of about 60% of cash in the bank. You will not be able to list your stablecoin in all the EU countries. So it's also that is not good if you ask me for the entire space, because if some of these banks go bankrupt or have some challenges going to affect the stability of the stablecoin since it is backed 1:1. But in the US case, it's quite different because you don't only need money in the bank. You need to get US treasuries and a couple of other things, and you have to meet to some of those guidelines. I think in the US there are two bills now, one in the House of Rep and one in the Senate.
Right.
I'm tracking all of that. It's a new world. It's a new world. If you're not prepared for opportunity, you're going to miss out, because opportunity means preparation is what we're doing here.
Right. I mean, there are two bills that are coming in place in the United States, and there are two senators. One bill by Senator Loomis, another one by Senator Gillibrand, and a secondary bill that I just recently heard that was involving. I can't remember the two senators, and it was one senator that I cannot remember her name. Reclaiming My Time. It was a song made out of it. I can't remember her name, but yeah, there are two bills that are currently that's being worked on. Like I said, it's gonna take some time to really put that bill through the House and through the Senate, and it's not going to happen by the next week or next month or something like that. They're talking about it. It's a good sign that the United States is turning the corner to see how they're going to figure out the roadmap for cryptocurrency. But we'll see. Again, it's the machine. There's no way to hop, skip, and jump over the whole process, the legislative process. So we'll see what's happening. What best that we can do and see who is really taking the lead right now in the cryptocurrency market, and that's the UAE. And I think they're prime in Singapore. They're prime in terms of how people or how companies should really take their place within the market. So we'll see what's going to go. Now, United States, they'll eventually get there. They're slow. They're going through a lot of things right now. To be fair, All right, and everybody know
No, I
United
know
States
that.
was going
I
down.
think. No,
Go
I
ahead.
think. I think they are moving really fast. I'm just looking at Trump's. You're looking at Trump's tweet now on X saying U.S. crypto reserve will elevate the critical industry after years of corrupt attack by Biden administration, which is why my executive order digital asset direct the presidential working group to move forward on crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP,
Right.
Solana, and Cardano. So I think Trump is really about America first because XRP is America.
Yeah,
I think Trump is really about America first, right?
right.
SRP repo is America, Solana, SOL is America, and Cardano is also America. So all Americans.
Yeah, I mean, my concern is the legislation is going to be put forward, but who, it's all about gatekeeping. Who's going to be allowed to move forward? Who's going to get mucked up in as far as the gears on officializing and licensing their crypto business in the United States? That's my concern. That's my concern. If you buddy up and be nice and do all things that's going to make Trump smile and all his people smile, then I think you'll be fast tracked. But if you're critical of how things move, I think certain people are going to be locked out. That's my honest opinion, of understanding how things function in the current administration. So, like I said, the world is a big place and there are a lot of places where you can operate. So, the other thing is Bybit. Now, I want to do a little bit of talk on Bybit. Everybody knows that Bybit got hacked. As I said before, $1.5 billion, 401 ETH, 401,000 ETH got snaked from Bybit. What my problem is with that, and I want to go into detail. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but they got hacked. Their safe wallet got the UI. The user got tricked into thinking that it was an authentic UI through that wallet. And unfortunately, when they approved the transaction, the hacker actually, through their own malicious code, took hold of their cryptocurrency monies in their treasury and snaked that much, $1.5 billion. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail next week. But what do you think about that hack that took place with Bybit?
So I think that it's a situation of carelessness. Someone needs to always double check, so more like having a metal vault and also leaving clues on how someone can get it. But although it's a situation whereby hackers injected malicious code into the safe AWS storage. All right, like you said, we shouldn't go into the deep rabbit hole, but the malicious code that was there actually altered the signature because it's a multi-sig wallet, so there have to be different signatures, So you altered it, and before they could remove the code, the damage have actually been done. The point here is any exchange platform is susceptible to such attack because if you have a front end. If you have any project, any crypto project or Web3 project that has a front end is open to such attack. And the group that are usually very heavy on this, the Lazarus group from North Korea. These guys are crazy guys, do all kind of shit in terms of hacking any platform or worst case scenario, So one needs to be very careful. A lot of things are going to happen. They are also getting sophisticated. You know why? Because knowledge is increasing. The knowledge of stealing also. Well, this guy is also increasing. So people need to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
As you are trying to beef up your knowledge to get involved in the industry, you need to understand that. Are you also beefing up your understanding on security measures as far as this industry is concerned? If you're not doing that, one day you're going to realize that all your money is gone. It's really gone. And, there's something I really want to talk about that is really important. Sorry to cut you.
No, that's fine.
Building security infrastructure in crypto is not an option. It's not an option. It is survival.
Sure.
It's not an option. It's a survival. Like for you to survive in this industry, you need to do that.
Sure. I think it's important that, we don't get caught up in the hype. And again, seeing a lot of news on LinkedIn talking about how it's one of the biggest hacks of ETH. on any cryptocurrency and exchange. And I think, okay, let's get past the sensationalism. Let's now look at this as a murder scene. Let's see how we could do a deep dive and what security measures we could put in place where we can at least protect our digital assets in terms of, I don't know, a couple of things I was thinking about was digital identification, decentralized identification. The other thing is some type of cryptographic security protocol to authenticate the user interface to ensure that we're not dealing with any issues as far as hacks that may be similar to the UI that people usually use. That's just something that's off the head. But what I will do is that I'm going to invite, there's going to be a guest that's going to come on to the show where he does crypto security that I have seen on LinkedIn. And it'll be great to have this conversation with a gentleman. I can't remember his name right now, but the gentleman can get on the show and really go into the deep steps where people can take in order to protect their digital assets, any exchange for that matter. I haven't seen anybody really talking about as far as a follow-up after the hack to talk about these things and how we can incorporate them into our exchanges, our platforms. But I think it's important that we do actually talk about that and see what we can do, because I want to get past the hype. It's about protection. We are going to trip and fall, but it's important that we do get up. And from what I said, and I'll say this last thing, as people were getting all hyped when they found out about Bybit, but one of the weakest links so far, one of the weakest links that is causing all of these hacks, it's not the technology, it's human beings. Human beings are really the weakest links when it comes to cryptocurrency, and we're taking things too lightly, and we're kind of moving about and seeing all the funds being exchanged and transacted, and we're not really taking serious how we can protect our assets. So I'll come up with that soon on the show. But okay, let's move on to the event. All right, so we're doing this event. We did the poll. It's sharing, getting the audience involved in terms of what the name of the event is, and based on the people that responded, it looks like it was a choice between DLT, Digital Ledger Technology, and then the other name was Decentralized. And it looks like we got people that responded to Decentralized. So we got our name. All right, let's see what we can do here. And we're going to move forward.
Fantastic
Decentralized. Fantastic. So we're going to start getting that logo together and really nice. We're going to really punch it out and see what we can do in the next week or so. Me and Romy has been talking about while we were doing this poll was the venue. The venue name is going to come soon. All right. We have a couple of different places where we're going to secure in Nigeria. And we're really looking to really do this up and have a great space for the people that are invited to the show. And we're going to come with a name and a date by what we say next. Can we say next week, Ru?
Yeah, next week, sure. Next week makes sense.
Right, the name of the venue that is. We're gonna get the name of the venue. We kind of narrowed it down to 2-3 spaces, and we will come with a date next week, a solid date. But we're gonna say July, sometime in early mid-July, as far as the date is concerned. So I'm really looking forward to this event. As I stated before, this is not about just Web3. It's about investing and involving all industries when it comes to anything in science, engineering, construction, education, anything where people are excited and want to pull in Web3 into their own sectors. This is what it's about, and we want to open the door to Web3 in Nigeria and open it in Africa as a whole, and of course the world. So the website, I gotta say, even live, the website is coming together, folks. The gentleman is doing the website. Chef's kiss, man. Chef's kiss. Even Rui hasn't even seen it yet. When we get like 90% done, I'm going to get him to see some of the screenshots of the website. But the website is really looking good. We already have a couple of speakers that we're going to have on board, and like in the Probably definitely by next week we'll have a date for you guys and the venue, and the following week we're definitely going to have some speakers involved. And anything you want to add on, Rumi?
And what I want to add on is that the truth is that the light is coming to Africa, and anyone that is not seeing opportunity here will be left behind. So come to Africa. The young people are hungry to jump on all this technology, innovate, and the best, some of the best unicorns are going to come out from Africa. Don't sleep on this. It's very important.
What do you think would be, from the events that you've gone to, what do you think would be a great component to this event that we're putting together? Off the top of your head, I mean, no pressure.
Yeah, so topic on my head is career paths in Web3.
Definitely.
A lot of people need to see their future in Web3. They need to stop seeing Web3 from the lens of buying coin that will 10x, buying or getting involved in meme coins, because people confuse all of that. So they need to know that they can have a life. I created a name for myself. All right? I created a niche for myself. I'm a market analyst. I'm a consultant in the space. I have all of the background in trading and all of those things, but we need to also make these people understand that it is beyond what they think. There's a life in this. There's a life beyond just buying a coin, 10x, 20x. You can be anything if you want. You can, in fact, I want to see people create great things, create jewelry, crypto jewelries, crypto heart, crypto headset, a headset that was going to be the name of our event. If I print a headset on that, if you're exclusive, you get a headset branded, right? Have jewelry, neck chain, handbands, clothes, suit. I have a suit. I'm going to show you the picture later. That I did way back 2019 that has crypto preacher on the side, like this emblem here, like this. It has crypto preacher. So we need to create a culture for Web3, right? We need to create a lifestyle for Web3. We need to create exclusive clubs where Web3 end users go to hang out, with all of
definitely
the good brands, brandy, whiskey, champagne, all of this stuff. We need to make it a lifestyle. That's what is going to attract a lot of people. And one of the most funniest part, the most interesting part, is we are so early. So if we don't make all of these things happen now, like when the internet started, a lot of people are not going to look forward to anything new. So we need to set the standard for them to get in. That they need to get in. They can get involved. In fact, as I'm talking to you, if you have the contact, let me know. We need to create a crypto movie from Africa to tell our African story, the motherland story of crypto.
Wow.
I need to feature on that movie,
Yo, that's crazy. Okay, what will this movie entail? Just like the beginning of crypto and the potential of crypto in general in Africa? That's what the movie would concentrate on?
Yeah. So it's gonna be like, the rise of crypto in Africa, what actually caused the emergence of crypto in Africa, taking Nigeria as a case study. I'm just putting this out there.
No, this is dope.
An opportunity that is untapped.
This is dope. I like that idea. That's a really dope idea. I think I feel that whatever. I know there has been talk about regulation and how the industry should operate in different countries. There was a step as far as what you mentioned with Mica and how they were going to treat Tether and these other stable coins in Europe. And to me is a definitely step back, even though it's an international financial system in terms of Web3. And I don't think that the steps that Europe is taking by trying to constrict the industry from operating is going to hurt the industry in any way. I think it only is going to hurt Europe. So hopefully they can turn the corner themselves to figure out how they can actively have cryptocurrency or have Web3 move about within their own region. But hopefully what we can do in Africa is going to turn that around. Because what I want to do is some of this regulation, some of the language is used as far as real world assets. It's really taking off. There are companies that really do operate within real world assets, but it hasn't been fully realized in quote unquote developed countries in America or in China. But I think Africa is prime. Africa is primed to actively move with real world assets and the resources that it has, and how that can be communicated within a Web3 sense. And I think that's why I invite people in mining, and that's why I want to invite people within different sectors, because right now Africa can literally be the foundation to all things crypto to move into the 21st century, where it was just talk, or it was white papers, or people starting businesses and they really don't have the room to operate. I believe that Africa is the place for it. And they're going to be, in terms of what you're saying as career opportunities for people in Nigeria, I think it's important to actually open the doors of people that want to operate, whether they're computer engineers, whether they want to start their own company, whatever, in all different ways and opportunities to really get moving within Nigeria and have that become waves throughout Africa, because it's pretty much open land here. You know, well, when I say here, I mean in the motherland, in terms of to seek the full potential of Web3. And I think if we pull in all other countries within Africa, like Kenya and South Africa, and like Senegal and Ghana, into Web3 in the ways that it can be fully expressed, I think it's going to be a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
And that's how I see it. And I'll talk more about that later when we can bring on some guests within certain sectors on the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. The truth is that one very important thing is first mover advantage is very important. If you get into Africa, you get the juice. And you get it. Yeah, very important.
And education is key too. And I know you said you want to speak to people in terms of bringing them up to speed to Web3. I think it would be dope for us to have like either physical education, Web3 education courses, or it could be online, where if people is not specifically in Nigeria that can say, hey, I want to get into Web3, how can I do that? I think it'll be dope to actually offer those classes to people, not just in Nigeria, but across the African country, the African continent. Because
mm-hmm. I do all of that. So I do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I do all of that on a low scale, on a professional level.
Sure.
So I think this event is going to open the opportunities up, because I want to onboard more people into the space.
Right. That from the very basics to understanding it in
that have interest to learn.
Trade.
Exactly. Yeah. So because of all of the jargons in Web3, my job as a teacher is to simplify and make it very easy for even my grandma or your grandma could be able to understand exactly what this is about.
Sure. I think there are a lot of people that do want to get into Web3, but they just they get all the bad news. That's why I don't like all the bad spins on LinkedIn and all the major news outlets, because for those that really want to get in Web3 and then they're bombarded with all this negative imagery and articles, they kind of stay away at an arm's length, and they're like, oh, I don't want to lose my money, or I don't want to get into this, and all of a sudden, I get rug pulled. And I think there are a lot of genuine people that want to get into it. That's why it's important that we drive the message of Web3 in Nigeria and let them know, no, it's okay. Yeah, these things do happen. But if you do it right, if you have the right information, you can empower yourself so you can step into this space. I think in another sector is construction. I think Web3, as I always said, when you go to my LinkedIn page, you'll see the profile picture, not the profile picture, but the profile page picture is of a futuristic city. And I think, actually, I said it while I was in Singapore, that I'm going to be one of many that is going to be the first of building a smart city through cryptocurrency, through Web3. Bigger and better than, I don't want to say better like it's a competition, but just say bigger, and actually implement the smart city that we've all seen and spoke about on YouTube or in a magazine or an article, whatever the case may be. I think that there was one particular town that I saw. I spoke to a Nigerian brother. He says he's from, I don't want to get this wrong. I'm going to bring up the Google Maps. And I was like, yo, this is a great place to build a city in in Nigeria. And maybe you know the town. I know, come on. For some reason, it's wild that I live in New York and my internet is slow. Like, dude, really? This should be lightning speed. So, okay, let me zoom in here and I'll tell you right now, he's from the town. He was going to Port Harcourt, but he is from
Port Harcourt.
Yeah, not Abuja. He was from oh my God, Enugu. He was from Enugu. So I'm like, yo, Enugu looks really nice, man. From what I see, it looks really nice. And I'm like, it's the same way where New York constantly tears down old buildings and old technologies the way we did it back in the day, and all of a sudden out with brick and in with glass and metal, and how the city is always growing and building and reinventing itself, and a lot of other cities around the world. I'm like, what would it be if we can pull in construction into Web3 in ways where we can build different types of building. There was this one African brother that I'm really impressed with. He's an architect. His name is George. African architect. This dude is amazing. He's done a lot of work in New York. I think he was the head of architecture for this one building downtown Brooklyn. David Ajayi, I think his name is. Oh man, this dude is amazing. Yeah, Ajayi. This dude, if you look him up, he's Ghanaian British actually, architect, and he's got awarded a few buildings in New York City, and then one in particular was a high-rise residential in downtown Brooklyn. And I saw it, I was like, yo, that is amazing. And I actually went to his site, and he's done even a lot of stuff on the ground in Africa, in Ghana, and did amazing work. I would like to get in touch with this gentleman, David Ajayi, and architects like himself, and see in ways where we could pull in construction into Web3 and see how we can actually, implement different types of ideas when it comes to buildings, whether it could be for university extensions, new universities, office space, residential. They actually have a residential space that's being built in Ghana by the Earn Your Leisure brothers. The name of the town is called Sambra City, and they're building it in Ghana with a Ghanaian brother. And I was on a call with some of those folks that are running it, and I saw the space. They're already on the ground building it. It was fantastic, beautiful apartment complexes, amazing stuff. And I think it'd be dope to kind of involve construction in Nigeria by implementing through the lens of Web3. Anything you want to build on that?
Yeah, so is Web3 an entire industry's work in progress, right? And the more people the more unique individuals who get involved in this industry, the more farther we're going to go with all of this, So irrespective of race and location, race like RACE, race and location, people are making sure that they do things extraordinary, and I give kudos to them. So location is not a challenge. So imagine how I met you and how we've been doing stuff together now. So no barrier at all, no class. It's not classed. You don't need a particular class of set of persons to get involved in this. It's open to everyone with knowledge that has the brain to learn. I've probably become in recent time involved in this industry I've become a learning machine, if you ask me. So you learn and you earn.
Are there any industries that has grabbed your attention in involving Web3?
I didn't get that.
Are there any industries that grabbed your attention that you would like to pull into Web3? Anything you had past interest on?
So I'm looking at the AI guys. It's growing. Yeah. So the AI guys, then the fintech guys.
Okay. Like in DeFi, right?
Fintech guys, yes. payment. No, not DeFi. The fintech. As there are companies in Nigeria that process payment.
Yes.
Right. Not brick and mortar bank companies. They transfer payment, but they're not banks.
Sure. Okay,
All
that's
right?
dope. And that's super dope.
So those guys, we can regard them as Web3, so that they have both sides of they understand both sides of the world. Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you. Yeah, man. So, I mean, that's what we're really doing here for this event. Like I said, this is something that's beyond Token 2049, AIBC. This is really pulling in all the greatest minds from across Africa, throughout the world and the diaspora, and really putting our heads together, introducing them if they're not aware of Web3. For those that are already understanding Web3 and you're already moving about, you already have your own business, this is the place to be to really make further contacts and really start building. I mean, to me, Nigeria is to me the next. It's the next up. It's the place to be. The innovative people, the minds, the education that they have. They're at the forefront. They're at the forefront of what's happening in Africa, and it's important that we kind of build a network and really start creating those links. All right, folks. So that is the show, GCOM Radio. I appreciate you tuning in and listening. We just briefly went over some of those topics. It wasn't really something that we did. I usually do notes. I do notes to really get into the tall grass of things. This was just a one-off, just talking about what was going on in the industry and talking about the event. Just stay tuned for all the other places that this is going to be follow up. Oh, we're gonna open up actually a LinkedIn page. So we're gonna start a LinkedIn page of the event and preliminary, and people could start signing up there in terms of just to get any latest information of what's going on with the event, and really for people to talk amongst each other and really get things going on LinkedIn. So we'll have that happen in the next couple of days. So I appreciate everybody listening to this show. Rumi, any final words, man?
Keep learning.
Yeah, dope.
And when
That's
you finish learning, just add an L to it. Just remove the L from it, and it becomes
and
earning.
Keep earning.
learning. Remove the L and turn to earn.
Listen, this industry is still fairly new, man. You're always going to learn new things. We're going to keep stumbling, like what happened in Bybit. We're going to keep learning. We're going to keep on really making the necessary moves to make this a sound, efficient, and concrete industry. So for those that want to do meme coins or want to just do some casino wrangling,
Exactly.
This is not what we're doing here. This is about really building the foundation and making Web3 in the true sense of what everybody feels Web3 should be. So thank you everybody for listening. We're going to get out of here. Appreciate it. Until the next one. All right, we out.
Yo, check it.
You just listened to GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com for the global community.
We worldwide, baby.
See you in the next go round. From right here to your town, we out.